I've got Laura from Laura's here today. So what is it you're doing, Laura's?
I sing and I play guitar and I write our songs.
Ah, right, yeah, that's cool. So, do you want to just tell me a little bit about Laura's as a band and how it came to be and how you got to where you are now?
Yeah, so I started Low Race when I moved to Scotland like 3 years ago now. Oh my God, it's so long. Um, yeah, I basically just started looking for people right away after I moved here. Um, and we do kind of like rock music smashed with like pop and electronic stuff. Um, yes.
Yeah, like I can definitely hear a lot of like different influences in there. Obviously I got to go to college with you guys and stuff, so heard yous and saw yous pretty regularly, and I know yous all listen to very different stuff. Like Matt's very into anything with a good riff. Jonesy, he's just a chaotic bass player, I'd say. That's how I would describe him. He likes a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. So obviously, like you guys have had quite a few different members over the years, and like you said, 3 years you guys have been a band for now.
Yeah, 3 years, I think now, almost 3 years. Yeah, the lineup has changed a lot. Um, I'm basically the only member who's like stayed the same. Um, yeah, and recently we have kind of decided that I'm like stepping in to be the kind of the creative force and doing the most of the writing. Obviously, because of Corona, it's so difficult to like meet up anyways.
I get that.
Um,
It's actually kind of a similar dynamic to the one Paris have just started going with. Like, obviously,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you listen to them, like before, it was like Alex and Brian, but now it's just like Lynn is being acknowledged as the creative force behind Paris. So it's
yeah,
very, I mean, it's very cool. It obviously takes a lot of talent to be able to do that, a lot of creativity. So I'm sure that's obviously also quite difficult in a lot of ways as well, because you can't like kind of lean on your bandmates with an idea as much if you're like driving it forward yourself. So how's that like impacted you creatively?
Um, actually, I'm way more creative now. I was really like scared of this decision because I was really like insecure. Am I like able to like do it on my own and stuff? But I don't know. Honestly, I feel really good about the decision now. And obviously, the band is always there if I want to get feedback um, for my songs and stuff like that. And like the producer as well. Um, but yeah, I really actually feel way more creative now. I feel like the dynamic was so like not clear between us that it gave me kind of anxiety, like making music because I wasn't sure like what I am making, like when I need to like leave space for other people to create something. Um, yeah,
I get that, yeah. Like obviously, from a creative standpoint, like feeling like you've got to leave gaps for other people to fill can obviously
yeah,
be
yeah,
quite limiting.
yeah,
And like you said, you can always ask them for feedback and ideas. Like I don't know, you might have a riff and you're like, I don't know, like maybe you want to make this heavier or make it cut through more, or even just strip it back. You can always, ask the guys for feedback. I think that actually shows a much stronger band dynamic than if you felt like you couldn't do that.
yeah, yeah.
That's a bonus, yeah. So how would you describe Lori's sound, even just where you're at now or on previous releases, because obviously it can be subject to changing with growth and stuff.
Um, I would say we combine electropop with heavy riffs.
That is a very good combo, and 100% is gonna cut through the scene, I'd imagine. So obviously,
I
like
think
I've
so.
listened to you guys a bunch before, as because we played shows together and stuff like that. I've always kind of gotten not a massive one, but a slight Vicovi vibe because they kind of blend genres as well. It's like actually just had a chat with Goth GF, and they were talking about how, yeah, they can describe their sound, but they're genre fluid, so they're
Yeah.
not limiting themselves to to one box, right? Which obviously I know you listen to Enter Shikari,
Yeah.
and one quote that's always stuck in my head is always cross genre boundaries. They don't exist to restrict. So would you say that is a key part of your mantra as a musician and a creative, is just kind of doing that and not limiting yourself to one style or idea?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, yeah, it's sometimes really difficult to like write a biography because I'm not like so sure like what genre we are. But yeah, I do see it as a good thing. Um, yeah.
Yeah, like obviously if you listen to like even just your first EP, you can hear so much experimentation. Like you go from theme park to danger zone. It's like you can still tell it's you guys, but it's two very different styles. Like
Yeah, it is,
theme
yeah.
park's got a kind of, particularly the outro when it switches up, it's got a very indie kind of slight pop vibe, I guess, and then obviously danger zone's just riff heavy. Um, if somebody told me "Bring Me the Horizon" had written it, I would believe them. Which
Oh
obviously,
my
which
God.
obviously speaks miles for the quality of the songs that you guys are putting out, especially given that yous have only been a band for 3 years. I think there's definitely a lot of room in the scene for you guys to occupy.
Oh my
Like,
God, thank you.
how
Yeah.
how obviously like you've worked with different creatives now as well. You did a video with Shootback for your song "Stain." Really good, really
Yeah.
cool idea. How, was it mud or was it chocolate or something? And where did that idea come
Yeah.
from? Because it was really visually impactful. Uh,
Yeah, well, obviously the song is called Stain, and I wanted to like have like a stain in the video. I don't know, or like show it in visually. Yeah. Um, I don't know where the idea came from. I don't know. I just wanted to do something edgy and like weird and creepy.
See,
Yeah, I
see
made it a kind of mud from dark chocolates and food coloring. Like there was so many things in it.
there you go, people. That's how you make your own homemade mud with
Yeah.
Laura from Lowry's. Did you ever maybe think about doing a little vlog as like a tutorial on how to make the Lowry's mud?
I
That might have
can't
been
remember anymore.
that might have been a cool little YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool though, obviously contrasting that with the fact that it was white and it was essentially leaving a mark on something that was unmarked. Is that something that you'd say tied in with the lyrical themes and concepts of the single?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's so well uh, put in the words. Um, yeah, the song is about um, yeah, just feeling that you're like stained or like there's something like wrong with you. Um, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's obviously beautiful meaning behind the song. Like, I think people should talk about these things more and be more open about them because we are creatives for a reason. We exist to express.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's honestly really good though, and it's good that you guys got to drop that before like COVID and stuff like hit. Like you'd
Yeah.
already been able to do something before that, because I can only imagine how frustrating it would have been to sit on that without being able to put it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny because in the video we have like PPE and um like in the lyrics as well I'm talking about like disinfecting something and then COVID hit. Like what the fuck? That
Very
was so
fitting.
random.
I mean, that's great though. Looking back in hindsight, you can just be like, okay, that's a little too coincidental.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember when we were filming it, like Corona was still like a small thing and we were kind of laughing like ha ha ha, what that virus thing is, and then
Yeah.
ta-da.
On the other side of the world, 2 weeks later, we're like, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
3 week
exactly.
lockdown, no more gigs, and I'm sure that is equally as frustrating for you as it is for well us
Yeah.
as well. Like just not being able to play a show, it's an unmatched feeling, and when music comes back again in a live form, it's gonna hit differently. With that being said, have you guys got a strong lineup and stuff for a comeback? Do you think? You think you're gearing to go when music's back again, or is there still some things in the works?
Um, well, I'm not worrying right now about live gigs because obviously, like,
We
yeah,
don't know when they are.
yeah, yeah, we don't know. But yeah, I'm like just like recording and making songs, and I'm planning single releases for this year. And I'm going to go to the studio soon. So that's
That's really exciting. Yeah,
yeah,
that'll be good. That'll be good to hear some new Glory songs and see what
yeah.
I'd
There's so many.
imagine a lot of it's gonna be lockdown creativity, things that you just experienced during lockdown.
Um, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, most of the songs are written during lockdown, um, but they are not necessarily about like lockdown, obviously.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah,
Also you post a lot of like videos and clips and stuff of things you're working on. I think that's a great way to interact with people who care about your band or might potentially care about your band because it gives them a very almost like a face-to-face interaction with the artist rather than all the cryptic stuff that bands tend to do. You're very straightforward and open. I think that probably reflects you guys as people as well. Like you're easy to talk to and stuff, so it definitely fits uh the vibe of the band, I guess would be the
yeah.
right term.
I've been really like stressing about social media content and doing that, but recently I've really just decided like, okay, I'm just gonna be myself. Like, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Like, I'm just trying to be myself, and I'm fighting my perfectionism right now.
Yeah, that's a great way to be though. I do think social media, a lot of people treat it as a highlight reel. It's just your best moments. But I guess as a creative, using your platform to just show people how it is rather than how you want it to be is a good way to do it and a good way to approach things. It obviously, well, it'll impact the image of your band, but I'm sure that's in a positive way because at the end of the day, I guess people just want to make connections with other people on an
Yeah,
emotional and a mental level. So it's good that you do stuff like that. It's a really good way to approach it. Like just showing people how you create. It's because
yeah,
it's such an extension of your identity. Like obviously low rays in general has been. You can tell that you essentially bleed low rays.
yeah.
It's your thing. So that's really cool. But moving
Yeah,
on anyway, I just wanted to ask if you've got any cool gig or tour stories. Because I know you guys did do a tour on the release of your EP, and you've obviously played
yeah.
a lot of gigs over the past few years.
Oh, hmm. Shit. I don't know if I have like a specific like story. Obviously, there was like some stuff happening. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I mostly remember because I needed to drive because no one else in my band had a driver's license, and I needed to drive a van on the other side of the road with like um, gears. And I hadn't driven a car like that in so long, and oh my god, it was just so terrifying.
Yeah, because
But
the
no
roads
one
in
honked.
Europe and stuff like that are completely different.
Yeah,
Aren't they like, is it they drive on the right side of the road?
yeah,
Or we drive on the left?
yeah. Oh my god, it was so terrifying. But
You survived
yeah,
it
no one
though.
even honked me, so I'm like, I did well, like in my opinion, but no one else's opinion.
I well, it's okay because they didn't have the driver's license anyway.
Exactly,
So yeah.
exactly. They are not allowed to comment anything.
Exactly. So maybe that's the reason you're the creative force now. You're like, you just can't drive. I'm driving this forward now. You just
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
a
yeah.
right. Not only do you not have a literal driver's license, you don't have a creative driver's license anymore either.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was much more diplomatic than that. I actually remember the first time we played Liverpool. We were all crammed into Johnny's car, and Johnny had never he'd never driven that long before.
yeah.
To Liverpool, it's like nearly 4 hours, and the stress was
Oh my God.
unreal. And me, I I don't mean to do it, but I have this notion where I just wind him up quite a lot. I can't help it. It's just embedded in me, and it makes me get more stressed out and frustrated. But then I'll make him laugh, and he stops being frustrated, so it's fine.
Okay, good. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just obviously, I would imagine you guys are gonna do a fair amount of tours. It's safe to say once it's safe to do so, because I genuinely do think you guys have so much potential to broaden your audience. Like
Oh, thank you so much.
you
Yeah.
do, like you are operating at a really high quality. The stuff you've put out is not stuff that a band who like your first release being a single. Obviously, it was still really good, really catchy. You would think you'd worked with like a producer who'd sat and like written the songs with you and took them apart because they're very well structured. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
Is there
cool.
anybody you like want to work with creatively anyway? Like anybody that you intend to work with, or just a dream collaborator or something?
Um, oh, cool question. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm kind of planning now after recording our next singles. I'm planning to start producing myself. Um, so yeah.
Are you gonna work with a producer for the next couple of singles and then
Yeah, yeah,
take a more DIY route after that?
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna like start already like producing them now, so I have them ready um for later because I feel like I have a lot to learn yet, but I also feel like I'm like ready to take the next step. Like it's the time to
Yeah,
take
like,
it.
I guess that's how you learn, isn't it? You just learn by doing it
Yeah,
rather than waiting
yeah,
to do it.
yeah. I'm so terrified, but also excited. So yeah,
I guess it'll open a lot of doors for you as well, because you might end up producing other bands and stuff as well, and that could be really cool. It could just be Laura Takala producing half of the Glasgow, half the Scottish scene. Because my knowledge on the more like the popular side of our scene and stuff is very limited, so I don't really know if there's a whole lot of like let's say pop producers in brackets, people that kind of specialize in that stuff. I don't think there's a whole lot of that, particularly in Glasgow, so that
yeah,
could
I
be
don't
huge
know.
for you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll just concentrate like well like Wu produced the new Enter Shikari album like just himself and I don't know, that's just so cool.
Yeah, I think he's been building up to that for a long time. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
actually seen the documentary for their album A Flash for the Colours. If you haven't, I really recommend watching it because
I haven't.
it's
No, I didn't know that.
I'll drop you a link for it. It's really cool. I watched this when I was like 12, before I was even a musician. I watched it when I was 13, when I was 14. I just keep watching it because it's so interesting. The way they
Yeah.
got like sounds on their album from smashing a trash can with a stick and stuff like that. I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
could literally sample anything, and they have.
Yeah, yeah,
Look at
yeah,
them
yeah.
now.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, Enter Shikari. Oh my god. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
them.
one of my favorite bands as well. Live, they're always perfect. First time I ever
Yeah,
crowd surfed.
yeah. Yeah.
Manchester Victoria Warehouse. I think it was 2016. You just seen me like floating across the crowd because I'm so light, and it was the greatest. With that being said, though, if you were to choose a dream tour lineup with your band, who would you want to tour with? It can be any range or diversity of genres and stuff.
Well, Enter Shikari, obviously.
Would they be headlining?
Yeah, we would be supporting them.
Totally
Um,
fair.
okay, Arcane Roots, obviously, obviously. Um, Biffy Clyro.
Oh, that is also a very strong. This is shaping up to be a good tour. I'd like to see this happen.
How many can I choose?
Choose as many as you want because we never know how big these tours are going to be.
um, now my mind is empty. Oh, there's this really cool band called Wargasm.
I know
Um,
Orgasm. They're actually going to be doing a tour with Holden Absence
oh,
towards the
really?
end of this
Okay.
year.
Yeah,
I
Holding
think
Absence is really cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many cool bands right now.
Hopefully one
Like,
day we'll get to see you
cool
tour
bands.
with all of them because that would be absolutely phenomenal. I think you're also a fan of Yonaka, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
like,
that would be a really, really cool tour.
yeah. Yeah, Paris as well.
That would
Now
be
I'm just like
massive.
forgetting everything I listen
That
to.
listen, that's a lot of bands, and if you got to tour with any of the bands on that list, that would be huge.
Yeah, oh my God, that would be so cool.
Let's keep our fingers crossed then, because I
Yeah.
think you can do it.
Oh, I'll add Miley Cyrus to my lineup as
That
well.
that that is a crazy good lineup. Like so many different types of bands. How much would you charge for a ticket for all of them? Because I would pay festival money for that.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I would have tried to keep it like reasonable, obviously. I don't know. But that is very expensive line.
Maybe split it into two separate tours to half the
Yeah,
cost.
yeah.
But yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
So like you guys are also recording new singles and stuff. Is there any like themes and concepts you're gonna tackle in that time?
Um, yeah. Um, I don't know yet if there's gonna be like an EP or album. I haven't like decided yet, but like I can see that the songs are beginning to like kind of tell a story, and the story is just kind of about my journey after I moved here and what I have experienced because I haven't had like a good time. um, and now, like in hindsight, I can like see the songs like shaping up to like tell a story.
Yeah, that's really good. That is what art's all about, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
just telling
yeah,
stories and expressing ourselves. So I'm sure it's gonna be amazing, whether it's singles, an EP, or an album. Really excited for the future of Lowrays and everything that comes after, well, COVID,
yeah, yeah,
which is a common theme in these podcasts is asking the artists about COVID, and I try not to, but it's such an influential thing in all of our lives right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Honestly, thank you so much for coming on and talking about
Yeah,
obviously Lowry.
thank you
I'm
for having
a massive fan of what you guys do
me.
anyway, so it's just like getting to talk to a band that you're genuinely a fan of.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
And obviously, before I let you go and stuff, do you want to just plug your socials where people can find you or Lowry's or anything else you want to plug, you know?
Yes. Well, we're on everywhere with the same, like, what is it?
At,
At, yeah, it's
yeah,
at
yeah,
Low Race Music.
at Lowry's Music. And obviously, people can find you guys on Spotify, I'm assuming Apple
Yeah,
Music, probably Deezer, Amazon, all that kind of stuff if you use it. It'd just be Lowry's Music.
yeah,
I will include links to all your socials and stuff in the bio so people can find you. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your band.
yeah.
It's been
Thank you
great.
for having me. Yay.